Lori McMann.
Hello, Lori McMann. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm the promoter of the gun show at the Tucson Convention Center. My family started the show there in 1992. There has never been a firearm bought at the Tucson Convention Center gun show used in any mass shootings. And Mayor, City Council members, Mrs. Simon, Jared Lochner passed a background check and bought his firearms legally with a background check. All of the firearms used in mass shootings were obtained legally through a background check or stolen from someone who bought them with a background check. Private citizens at the Tucson Convention Center do not have access to the NICS system to perform a background check. Is the city prepared to put a system into place to perform these background checks for promoters like myself and the citizens to do these background checks? They can't. If it were to be enacted at a state level, we'd be more than happy to do that. I promote gun shows in California where all firearm sales go through background checks and transfer dealers. The state spent several $1 million setting up this system. The transfer dealers all have a separate vault at their place of business where they hold the firearms for the background check to go through, and then they deliver them to the buyer. This isn't really about background checks, I don't believe. The Tucson Convention Center gun show is the safest, best policed gun show, not only in this state, probably in several states. There's a cooperative effort with federal and local law enforcement that is undergone at every single gun show at the convention center. They have a vantage point for spotting at that show. I am told by some of the officers that between the federal and local law enforcement officers there, that there's usually at least 6 officers from each agency at every show that observe the activity on the floor of the convention center show. They make 12 to 15 contacts of recognized gang members or prohibited possessors on the floor that they make contact with. 20 to 50% of those contacts lead to arrest that day. And they're not local charges filed against them. They're federal charges, so they can't squirm out of them by making a deal, telling on a friend, etc. It's the only gun show in Tucson, in the state of Arizona, and probably in several states around us that has that kind of safety net. You're putting an end to that. You're putting more guns in the hands of criminals is what you're doing. Aside from that, Councilwoman Scott pointed out this morning that Washington, D.C., California, and Chicago have had an increase in their murders and their shooting victims since they enacted stricter handgun laws. That's because their citizens have not been able to obtain any way to defend themselves, and the criminals know this. Other than that, time's up.